Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. What would you do if you found out your spouse was constantly complaining and venting about your relationship to a friend? However, everything that they're saying about your relationship is a lie. This one's from user RA_Throwaway558. I, 28 male, am unsure if wife 27 female is cheating on me with a guy she says is gay. Like the title says, I am unsure what to think. My wife and I have been married for about a year and a half and have known each other for a little over 8 years now. I will be honest with you all. I did cheat on her about 2 months into the relationship. We were long distance for the first 10 months or so, with a friend I had known for years. It was a moment of weakness, naivety, and have regretted it since it happened. I confessed that I did cheat on her, but we worked things out over time and I grew into a much more mature person. Again, I know it sounds terrible and I honestly am embarrassed and regret it every day. Some background on our relationship. We are mainly shut-ins and don't really go out to do much other than meals or a random event like apple picking or meeting my wife's friends. We never go to bars just for the fun of it or anything. Since the health crisis started, we live in the US, she's really gotten into watching Netflix a lot more. She's gone through at least 10 shows by now and is constantly watching something, whether it's during breakfast or doing makeup in the morning. I have no issues with this, unless I try to talk to her and she's got the volume up and can't hear me, so I let her enjoy her shows. But recently, she has started acting slightly different. She recently received a promotion and got a substantial pay rise. Believe me, during a lockdown, we got extremely lucky. But since then, she's acted slightly different. She now goes out to dinner or a bar with her new coworkers at least once a week. Which again, I have no problem with at all. I get my guy time playing video games. But one day, about a month or so ago, she said she was meeting a guy at a local bar for a bit. She reassured me that he was gay and I told her as long as he doesn't make a move, I won't be upset with her seeing him. Since then, they have met 3 or 4 times for drinks and an appetizer. Nothing was really bothering me until I saw her phone and was curious. I saw that she had asked him if he was stopping by for a visit today at work. I stopped and didn't read anymore. With her watching her shows and going out with her gay friend, she's been quite around the house. Last night really got me concerned because before she was getting ready to shower, she sent me a Facebook message about some random post that talked about how amazing it was to have a man who she had no concerns about. Someone you trust with your heart completely and would never turn their back on you. To never wonder where he is or when he's coming home. To never wonder if their love is real. Believe me when I say she has never sent me anything like this before. It was one of those posts your mom would send about having a son or daughter who is amazing, and it is so unlike her to send something like that. Since I saw her messages to her gay friend, I've been dying inside to find out more. She carries her phone around everywhere and she's a super light sleeper. I'm losing sleep over it and I'm terrified to really see what she is saying. I've become even more paranoid and now think everything she does or buys is for this guy. We are running low on condoms and she bought more on Amazon. I laid awake last night wondering if she was going to sneak some with her. I just need to find out what is going on and if my worries and paranoia are warranted and make sense. Other information. We are part of her family's Life360 app where location and drive times are shown on a map. Mother-in-law is super nice but gets paranoid. So with this, I can see that she does go to the bars she says she goes to. So that's OP's starting point. He noticed his wife change in behavior and she is hanging out with her phone a lot and texting this guy who she says is gay. So at this point, it's just worries that OP has. There is no significant proof that she is cheating or anything of the sort. So let's continue with the first update and see what happens there. So things took a turn for the worse in my case. After a handful of meetups between my wife and her coworker who she claims is gay, the messages that raised some alarms, and the fact that she says she stays at work late so she doesn't have to come home, I still needed some concrete information to be 100% done with this situation. Well, I received that information. The past couple nights I've been lying awake with knots in my stomach, waiting for a chance to look at her phone while she slept. She is an incredibly light sleeper and will wake up and roll over at the slightest move or noise. After 2 nights of hardly any sleep, I just said F it and I was able to sneak over and grab it and run to the bathroom to look. And I'm so glad I did. Come to find out, she has his notifications muted in iMessage so they don't pop up on screen when he texts her. You would think if they were just innocently talking, he wouldn't be muted. Over the next 20 minutes, I read through all the texts, but there were only ones from yesterday, so she's been deleting her texts too. The conversations were broken up with missing texts and were hard to get a grasp of the degree they were talking or flirting. Then I get to the texts that pushed me over the point of no return for this relationship. The first text was her talking about starting to look for apartments and wanting to find one closer to her work. We live about 40 minutes from her work. And then he says, "I don't think I could handle being more than 10 minutes out of a city. I'm too impulsive, lol." To which she replies, "Me too. I haven't been able to be my impulsive self in a long time. I want to be impulsive again, lol." The second text was her just saying, "I need a fun getaway, especially since I can't go home." Still unsure what she really means. It was in the middle of the day while she was at work. The third text had a broken context because some parts were deleted, but the main gist was her saying that she was going home and would sleep in the other room. I didn't understand that, but the next part is her asking him to smoke something together and him agreeing. The thing is, she never smokes anything and hasn't since I've known her. The fourth text needs some backstory. She is enrolled in a graduate degree, started classes, and said she had this super hot professor who is built and is a veteran. She accidentally sent that message to the professor instead of her gay coworker. She then tells her coworker, "I have to be professional with him. Number 1, he's my professor. Number 2, I'm married, unfortunately. Number 3, he could be a good reference." I've been shaking all night and all of today just knowing this is going on behind my back and isn't some innocent conversation between coworkers. The worst part about it is she just goes on like nothing is going on, tries to joke around and say she loves me and to have a great day. She isn't even fazed. I want to let you all know that I never in a million years would have thought this would happen. This is not the type of thing she would ever do. She knows how much I mean to her family. They love me, and I know how much my brother-in-law is going to be heartbroken. While there hasn't been any blatant evidence that she is cheating with him per se, she clearly doesn't want to be with me. We just got married a year and a half ago. We haven't even lived in our house for a year yet. Sure, one could chalk it up to the bug, but she works for a mental health hospital. She knows techniques to stay away from negative thoughts and feelings. She's all about talking things out, and she has not said anything like her being unhappy or bored besides being in lockdown or anything at all. I can't even look at her without feeling like I'm going to throw up. My plan: keep getting all the texts that I can saved and contact a lawyer. I don't care what she has to say for herself at this point. Hopefully, I can get all of this done without her knowing and then just dropping the divorce on her lap. Luckily, we don't have any shared accounts other than our mortgage, which I hope would stay with me because I have evidence that she wants an apartment. And our phone plan. I just don't know how I would handle losing my dogs or cat to her. Any other suggestions would be happily accepted, unlike my apparent marriage. Okay, now we know that OP's wife does not want to be in a marriage with him, or at least that's what she's saying to her friends, not to him. She hasn't cheated yet, or at least not that OP knows. Now let's continue with the next update and see what happens there. Last night I checked her phone for one last time and saw what a lot of you mentioned. She's been fabricating stories to him about her and I getting into screaming matches and her having to stay at a hotel. We haven't raised our voices at each other in years. And her saying how she needs to hook up with someone after all of this. Here are just a few examples of what she said. "I still have some good things in my life. I have a stable job, I have awesome friends. I know it sounds absolutely terrible and selfish, but I am not used to having a significant other tell me they used to like me better. I shouldn't be with someone who doesn't like me for who I am. I know I'm nothing special, but Jesus, that's kind of rude. I have no idea where she's even getting this. I have supported her every step of the way and have always given her compliments on a daily basis of how nice she looks and if what she is wearing is new and that I like it. Here's the one about us screaming at each other. Crashing at a hotel tonight. Yesterday did not go well at all. It was pretty much constant yelling and bashing me all night, so there's that. I just have to get out. I gotta figure out a way. And she then continues, it is what it is. I am at the point where I know it's not me and I don't deserve this. Whatever happens, happens. I still have my friends, so that's what I look forward to and I'll make it through. I don't need anyone in my life who doesn't appreciate me for who I am. May not be the prettiest or smartest or skinniest person, but I do have a lot of decent qualities about myself and it's not my fault he decided to get in with someone else, lol. Again, I have no idea where she's even getting this. She is just pulling out all of the stops by saying I'm yelling and screaming and that I cheated on her recently. I just honestly don't know what else to think, other than she just wants out and is looking for validation for leaving from this guy. I plan on going straight to a lawyer at this point because I don't want her to start accusing me of physically, mentally, or emotionally abusing her. I can't believe she would say these things. My assumption is that she needs to feel there is a purpose to leaving and wants acknowledgement and seeks confirmation from this guy to leave. Either way, I just hoped she would have just come to me with her issues like I've told her to for years now and solved it that way. If she told me she's just lost the love for me and doesn't feel the same way anymore, I would have been okay with it. I get it, people drift apart, but it's like she's just looking for some easy way out, finding some apartment, telling this guy how terribly I apparently treat her and will just hopefully disappear in the night? I don't know. She doesn't know that I know. Tomorrow my mom is planning on coming over to our house in the morning to help me pack my things as I will be staying with them through all of this. I've been running the conversation through my head on a handful of sleepless nights since finding out she's been saying these things. It feels both bittersweet and relieving at the same time. It's going to hurt to have to see the face of the woman I had fallen so hard for drop when I reveal how I know. But at the same time, she has made it clear she is not happy, and rather than talking to me about it, she bashes our marriage to a guy she, I'm assuming, has a crush on. Either way, she has made the decision to divorce her an easy one, and now, after some time feeling sad about it, I feel it is a fresh start for me and I'm relieved that we don't have any kids together. So basically, she just amped up her game. Apparently, she's just bashing the marriage because she's trying to excuse herself to going for separation or divorce. However, OP, as we know, caught wind of it and now he's taken the reins and he's going through with it. So let's finalize this story going to the last update that we've got. Some missing info from the original post. I had never once snooped on her phone until this happened. I only found out about her conversation because her phone went off when she was in the shower and we were expecting a grocery delivery, so I thought it was the shopper with a substitution request, but it was from him. Her last text I was able to see before I left was her saying, "Be glad you don't know all of my failures, like my marriage," laughing emoji. "Too soon," laughing emoji. To answer many of your questions, I did go through with it, and we both have lawyers dealing with the paperwork now. The day went similarly to what I was preparing for, but I did not deliver the news to her in person. I had changed my mind once everything was packed by 10 AM, and didn't want to terrorize myself with the wait until 5 or 6 PM to have a 5-minute conversation, knowing I wouldn't change my mind. Looking back, I am glad I did, because I had let her parents know around lunchtime and her mom and sister came out, so I would have been bombarded by everything. Like many of you also noted, she denied everything I told her I knew on the phone, saying she never muted his conversations and that she only muted her other co-worker. But I had saved all of the texts that were demeaning and told her I saw it all and asked for explanations, especially for the fabricated story of having to stay at a hotel because I was screaming at her. All she said was that she wanted to feel needed and felt like I hated her. Keep in mind, I asked if there was anything going on or if she needed to talk to me, that I was open to talk whenever. The day after, she came crying back, saying she'll cut all communication with the guy and was blaming me for not even wanting to try counseling. Knowing that she would not just stop talking to the guy at work and would only find some other way to talk to him, I refused. I did not want to waste the time and money beating around the bush with therapy or counseling when I knew I would never trust her remotely close to what I used to. I wanted to thank all of you who sent supportive comments and advice. To those of you who think I was in the wrong and needed to man up and deal with the situation, that is not who I am nor who I should be. I knew after seeing all the messages I would never forgive her. After so much time together, if she felt like she couldn't come to me with any issue and instead go to this guy who she's known for 6 months tops, then there isn't a trusting relationship present. We didn't have kids and only just bought the house. Now is the time to make that change before it's too late once kids get involved. I know things will only get better, and I hope to never have to make a post on here again. Well, it's done. OP is on his way to divorcing his future ex. So what do you guys think about how OP handled this situation and the decision he made? She never physically cheated, and I don't know if this counts as emotional cheating. I'm not justifying what she did. I think what she did was weird and stupid, and it wrecked her marriage, so she shouldn't have done it. But if it was you, would this be enough for you to divorce her, or would you try to do some couples counseling and see if this can be fixed? In OP's case, we know it can't be fixed because he claims he could never trust her again. So let me know what you guys think on the comment section. And so we've reached the end of the video. I truly hope you guys liked it. If you did, go ahead and click like. Of course, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Also, here are more videos from my channel that you might enjoy. And having said all that, I will see you guys on the next video.